With YNW Melly about to be released from jail, the prosecutors revealed evidence to the new judge trying to stop it. An interview from a rogue Goldblock member revealed a secret that YNW Melly told King Von, as the two were very close before Melly's arrest and Von's passing. However, it answers the question on why YNW Melly would have taken out Sakchaser and Juvy, as Melly was asking King Von for advice on how to handle a situation where your two best friends are coming after you for financial gain.
Did Von really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Von was mad at me. Bro, why you put up there, bro? Walk the bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around them?
As the name YNW is a registered business LLC, where YNW Melly and Bortlen performed local concerts, sold merchandise, did promotions for companies, all in exchange for money. That money would be funneled through the bank account and then paid out to the 4 YNW members of Melly, Bortlen, Sakchaser, and Juvy in a 25% split each. Or as Sakchaser and Juvy thought, YNW Melly allegedly didn't want to split the money 4 ways, and instead used his advice from King Von to handle the situation. However, it's what YNW Melly did after the crime that makes him look extremely guilty, as Melly's not only facing charges of life in prison for Sakchaser and Juvy's passing, but he's also facing a life sentence for trying to hide the crime, with YNW Bortlen also being arrested with them for witness tampering.
Filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a 2-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
As the prosecutors allege, Melly has been making calls in his jail cell telling people to target his ex-girlfriend to not testify against him in the trial. His ex-girlfriend does know the truth. YNW Juvy's father even confirmed it during an exclusive interview, revealing the code words that Melly used to make his ex-girlfriend not testify against him in the trial.
There was this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person and then that person.
Saying, like, to me, they going through extreme measures, trying to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom. And
if found guilty for this crime alone, YNW Melly will be sentenced to life in prison, as with this information being released in the court files, it answers the question of why YNW Melly has been treated so poorly inside a jail. An interview from Melly's mother, who made the claim that Melly has not been allowed to use a phone or even look at his own mail inside a jail, went viral. So viral, he's about to be released from jail due to it.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
But if the evidence is true that YNW Melly was using jail phones to commit witness tampering, that's why they have not allowed him to continue using it. They also must have the evidence stored away until the trial begins. They wouldn't just keep him off of the phones if it was a hunch that he was committing witness tampering. The police definitely have the hard evidence. Due to this, Jamie King felt like she was absolutely heartbroken. She felt helpless as her son wasn't even being treated like a human inside a jail.
When you saw Melly's statement, just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life, as a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
This, however, also got a lot of media attention, especially from industry people, as Charleston White would react, sharing that this is what YNW Melly should be living like. He shouldn't be receiving special treatment because he's a famous rapper, as he allegedly committed one of the most serious crimes that you could ever commit.
Even the YNW Melly, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated, homie. Homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing about being mistreated when you done chose to play somebody.
This would also get the attention of Boosie, who would speak on the stress that Jamie King has been going through.
She real, bro. You know, she real.
She's stressed out. I heard she had a...
Yeah, she real, and I reached my hand out to him, cause I'm real. Yeah, I reached out to him, bro. I met his mom, and she a good woman.
However, the reactions began to slowly fade away after his trial hearing started again this week, and allow me to explain. YNW Melly's first hearing showed his true emotions, walking into the courtroom looking very angry without a haircut. But his mood quickly changed when the judge started talking about releasing him from jail. It would be announced, Melly has to make an informed decision about who he wants his lawyers to be. He's now been sitting in our jail for 2,159 days, leaving everyone, including Melly, extremely surprised.
No, but let me repeat myself. Mr. Demons has to make an informed decision about who he wants his lawyers to be. He's now been sitting in our jail for 2,159 days. So, how long would you like to be able to make that decision?
I can't determine when the investigation will be over. That's up to the Broward Sheriff's Office, but I can have them. As I said, I'm just asking for a week, and then I'm asking for at least a day or two.
You can decide by tomorrow. I've also reserved all of tomorrow.
As even the judge could not believe that Melly's been sitting in jail for 2,159 days. He straight up told the prosecutors, give us your final reasoning as to why he shouldn't be free by tomorrow, or I'm releasing him on a bond. This is when the feds would bring out evidence found on YNW Melly's cell phone, where he sent a text message hours after the crime, literally admitting to it.
The PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, I did that, and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly account says what?
After that, SHHHH.
But also found on Melly's cell phone was a saved video from somebody's Facebook Live, as it showed Melly and Bortlen's reaction to the crime only 6 hours after it was committed.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! No, still turned. Regardless of what happened, you already know.
To then never before seen evidence, where YNW Bortlen drew out on a piece of paper where all the jurors in Melly's original trial were sitting, that was stuffed into a suitcase that was found when the feds raided his home. It was announced, here are the images of alleged notes discovered during the home raid of YNW Bortlen's home last week, where Bortlen drew out on a piece of paper a description of what all the jurors looked like in Melly's original trial.
Melly's co-defendant YNW Bortlen was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, aka Bortlen, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamel Dimmons, aka YNW Melly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Bortlen allegedly tampered with a witness.
This is extremely illegal. Jurors are meant to be hidden within a trial process, as YNW Bortlen showed up to the original Melly trial for one day, as the prosecutors used this against Bortlen and Melly, trying to show them and the new judge the type of people that these two YNW boys are, as even DJ Academics was completely surprised, as this is something that you should not have at your home.
To keep it real, this is sloppy. Bortlen, how the f you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Holy sh! Like, come the f on. It's like doing a and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. They're like, oh, okay, thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib.
This ended up making the judge think twice about letting YNW Melly free from jail. But this is when Melly's lawyers would have a defense to it, showing that YNW Melly was texting his ex-girlfriend in real time when the crime was going down. In the original trial, they used GPS evidence, watching Melly run down a street and hide into a bush.
That would be the part where he's saying that someone just shut the car up and was trying to shoot them. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, yeah, he's like, yeah, there's some, I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sak and Juvy? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're...
As allegedly Melly was being chased by a car with rival street members in it, but also in the Melly trial was prosecutors admitting there was never a firearm even found, making the likelihood of a drive-by, as Melly claimed, a lot more likely.
So the first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which firearm I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what firearm was used.
Okay.
But sadly, this would not be enough to release Melly from jail, as the prosecutors would end up sharing very vivid details of how the crime went down and why YNW Melly would have done it. As Sergeant Williams found out the truth using what is called the stick method, where he would line up plastic sticks throughout the vehicle that they were driving in, matching all the holes from the firearms that were used, and it all matched up perfectly to where YNW Melly was sitting.
Number, you said 17 outside the car. How many rounds were inside of the car?
3.
And can you exclude the for Mr. Williams and Mr. Thomas as coming from outside of the car?
Yes. From the driver's side back seat.
As to the shot that killed Christopher Thomas, where did that come from?
Driver's side back seat.
No. Is it possible for there to have been 2 inside that car?
No.
Why not?
There is no time assignment, which is to determine if this is a driver. And my determination was that this is not a drive-by, and it's based upon this picture here, which is a very good picture to describe it. All of these rounds are done. One is done at a stationary position. At a stationary position when all but one of these rounds are going in. The one round that has some movement in it, which is round site L here, the actually moving in that.
Then to seal the deal, YNW Juvy's mother would go to the stand and share who was sitting in that back left seat, that Sergeant Williams kept emphasizing who did the crime.
Can you state your name, your full legal name for the jury?
Leon Phillips.
Okay. And are you related to one of the kids in this case?
Yes, I am.
How so?
I'm his mother.
And who is that?
Christopher Thomas.
Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Which seat, if you can identify for the jury?
He got in the back seat on the right hand side.
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes.
And who was that individual?
Janelle.